A controversial audio recording in the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal saga was recently filed in court, but digital artifacts within it suggest we may not be getting the whole story. This audio has been presented as a key piece of evidence, yet questions have been raised that it may have been manipulated. Tonight, we break down the suspicious forensic clues that suggest crucial context may have been edited out. To understand the audio, one must first understand the stakes. This is not a simple disagreement. It is one of the most volatile legal battles in recent Hollywood history. It began around December 2024, after the release of the movie It Ends With Us. Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against her co-star and director Justin Baldoni, alleging sexual harassment on set. She also claimed he and his team orchestrated a smear campaign against her after she came forward. Baldoni has vehemently denied all allegations. The situation then escalated when Baldoni fired back with a $400 million defamation countersuit against Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. He also filed a separate libel suit against the New York Times for its reporting on the dispute. This initiated a war of lawsuits, with both sides filing a series of motions and amended complaints. The dispute took a crucial turn in June 2025, when US District Judge Louis J. Lyman delivered a major victory to Lively and Reynolds. He dismissed Baldoni's countersuit, stating that for public figures, the bar for proving defamation is incredibly high. The judge also tossed the lawsuit against the New York Times. While Baldoni's team was given a chance to amend some claims, they have vowed to continue their legal fight. Now both sides appear to be preparing for a trial, with depositions taken from co-stars like Jenny Slate and the book's author Colleen Hoover. A trial date has been set for March 9th, 2026, in the Southern District of New York. Reputations, careers, and hundreds of millions of dollars are on the line. And into this war zone, a new piece of evidence has been introduced, the Sarowitz recording. This new evidence comes from a secretly recorded phone call between Steve Sarowitz, the billionaire co-founder of Baldoni's production company, Wayfarer Studios, and Claire Ayub, a filmmaker who had previously worked with the company. In a declaration filed in September 2025, Ayub stated she recorded the call because she had previously endured verbal abuse from Baldoni and was afraid Sarowitz would pressure her. Lively's legal team filed excerpts of this audio with the court, claiming it proves their case. In response, Baldoni's team demanded the entire 38-minute recording be made public to provide full context, suggesting the clips were cherry-picked. The portions of the tape made public contain several critical statements from Sarowitz. Key phrases include, "Everything was made up. It was manufactured on purpose to take Justin down." Another is, "Justin never has a bad set, but it was the worst set he's ever been on." He is also heard saying, "I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure the studio is protected." The most discussed line, however, contains an audible glitch. "There will be 2 bodies when I'm done, minimum." These are the moments now under intense scrutiny. This is where the focus shifts from the words spoken to the audio's technical structure. When audio experts analyse a file, they often look for clues in the sound itself. First, at the beginning of the clip, where Sarowitz says, "Everything was made up," a key question is whether there's digital silence right before he speaks, a perfectly flat line in the audio waveform. In a natural phone recording, there is almost always some ambient background noise. A perfectly flat line could suggest the recording was edited to begin at that exact moment, raising questions about what might have been said immediately prior. Another suspicious moment involves abrupt shifts in background noise during the call. Forensic analysis using a spectrogram, a visual map of audio frequencies, could show a jarring change. A natural pause in conversation does not typically create a hard-line drop-off in ambient frequencies. Such an anomaly can be a sign of an edit, where different parts of a conversation have been stitched together, making it impossible to know the original context. We now arrive at the most explosive and, for analysts, the most questionable part of the recording. This is the soundbite that has generated headlines. The line in question is, "There will be 2 bodies when I'm done." That digital artifact is not just someone stumbling over their words. It is a sign of sudden disruption in the audio data. An isolated spectral image could reveal a vertical smear of noise, an indicator that a piece of audio may have been clumsily removed. According to reports, Sarowitz immediately clarified his comment on the call, stating, "Not dead, but dead to me, that kind of dead," referring to reputational harm. His defenders point to that clarification. The focus of this analysis, however, is not on the clarification that follows the phrase, but on the digital evidence that suggests a cut within the phrase itself. The cut occurs just before the word bodies. One theory is that a word was removed to make the statement sound more menacing. Could the original phrase have been two legal bodies referring to corporate entities, or two defunct bodies, as in failed lawsuits? Another strong possibility is that he was interrupted by Claire Ayoub. If her comment and his response were removed, his statement could have been transformed into what sounds like an uninterrupted threat. Sophisticated editing reshapes context, and the digital artifact is compelling evidence that we may not be hearing the unfiltered conversation. So, what does this all mean? We have an audio recording that may begin with suspicious digital silence, could contain at least one hard cut, and features a prominent digital artifact at its most damning quote. While it is impossible to know for sure what was edited out without the original source file, these forensic clues strongly suggest the audio may have been manipulated. It could have been cut, stitched, and presented to create a specific narrative. This raises a critical question. In a legal battle where public opinion matters, who benefits from this edit? Lively's supporters might argue the audio proves a conspiracy against her. Critics, however, could suggest the edits were made to frame Sarowitz and Baldoni. There is also the possibility of a controlled leak, intended to get ahead of an even more damaging version of the tape that is yet to surface. This case has moved beyond a Hollywood dispute into a startling example of how easily media can be shaped. The audio presented as a bombshell may instead be an exercise in deception. The real evidence might not be what was said, but the edit itself, suggesting someone wanted to control the narrative and was willing to alter reality to do so. As this high-stakes legal battle moves toward its March 2026 trial date, the authenticity of this recording will undoubtedly become a central point of contention. The case underscores a growing challenge in the digital age, discerning truth from a carefully constructed illusion. The final verdict on this audio may have profound implications for the reputations and careers hanging in the balance.